En liten ormis.
Exakt. Hoppar den ner. Och den var så vacker, helt i guld. Det är en kopparödla kallas det, fast det är ju en orm. Stick iväg. Jättevacker. Det är den feminina kraften. Jättespeciellt att vi fick.
Han välkomnade oss här basically.
Han välkomnade oss fullständigt. Vi är helt på rätt väg.
Tack lille orm. Welcome everybody, I'm your Max Thorin and today we are interviewing Christina Leilupo.
Leilupo.
You gotta say it right.
Yeah.
So how do we describe you? What's your title, or what is your ambition? What is your purpose? How do you wanna explain yourself? Or
Okay, that's interesting, because what have happened here is that I don't want to label myself anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a human being.
yeah.
I was a human doing, but now I'm a human being and I'm a world member. But my mother and father are from Finland, and I'm born in Sweden. I changed my name to Leilupo because my grandma was called Vari, it's wolf in Swedish. And I didn't want to be a wolf in Swedish because I wanted to be a lupo and a wolf in Italian. And then they said to me, you can't be that because it was some company in Sweden who was that. So I'm a she-wolf, Christina Leilupo. So I'm a human being, yes.
And if you would describe in one sentence in a company matter, what do you do? What do you help people with?
Yeah, then I had to say that I have been working like a management council and like a coach for leadership training and leaders in big companies. But the last years I have been traveling very much. And it was like life put me out on a school, you can say, Life Universe, to show me what SQ is. And not from books, like knowledge. So I have the wisdom about SQ, I would say now. And we are going to talk about what SQ is. But it's a new paradigm we are going into, from ego to soul. And I don't know right now what I'm going to do. And that's also new for me, to not put my goals. My goal is to be in the life flow. And I let life show me from day to day, because I don't know anyway. But to live in this trust, like the same trust like was in the mother's womb. We didn't know what to do, and it's not like that when the child comes out and we say, okay, like a parent, I take over. No, this is the same evolving right now, but in a bigger womb. So I have changed my life very much the last, you can say 5 years, to really trust and lean into life and let life take care. And it doesn't mean that I'm not doing anything, but I'm doing things from my heart, not from my brain. I don't think out things. I know things here, and when I know, I make a call. I go to a place, I buy a book, I write down something important, and I show up when it happens something I feel that life wants me to do. And I don't ask for money then. I do it from my heart, and then money will come in.
Yeah, you started your company in 1993, but then it was something else, basically.
Yes, totally something else.
What was that?
In the beginning, I really was a management consultant, and I was very, very young. And the people who was working with that were men who have been leaders in companies. I came directly from the university. No, from the university, and I was a trainer for teachers who worked on Canon or in that time big companies have their own not borders, avdelningar.
Sections, I
Sections
think. Yeah.
for learning their customers how to use equipment and so. So I was working with presentation techniques in like a resorts for 1 week or 2 weeks, and I was writing on a board and learning them how to do structuring things. And then it happened that I felt one day that I can't do this anymore. I was coaching a leader and I was like trying to put on him, you have to do this and you have to do that, and I became totally exhausted because I tried to do his life. And I went home to my husband and I said, I'm totally out, I can't do this anymore. And I became like sick for 9 months, and my whole life changes after that. And I understood that it's not my thing to tell people how to do things. So from that I started to ask questions more, and I also went to a school and it's psychosynthesis, and I became a psychosynthesis counselor, and that's a theory where you connect to your higher self. So it's a totally new way of working with leaders, and it changed in companies from it was not human resource, and now it's human resource, but then it was personal, avdelningar.
Sections, I
Sections,
think.
yes. And they were controlling people. And now it became a big change to be human resource, who was helping leaders to lead. And that's in that moment I started to learn this human resource to work in a new way. And when that happened, the leaders had to be helped to lead in this new way. So then I jumped over to start to work with groups and leaders. And in the end, like 7 years ago, I had this change in my life privately, but also in my company, that I needed to go on a very, very deep spiritual journey. So I left everything, like my marriage, my work, I moved, I get new friends, and I started to do travels alone. And we are going to talk a little bit about that.
Yes. I think that's a wonderful, what do you say, introduction.
Yes.
And now I will jump down beside you. So, you wrote this book called
Yes.
The Heart's Language, Your Inner Leadership. And it's a very interesting and important book, and you talk about things that's, I think, new to a lot of people. IQ, we all know. EQ, emotional intelligence. Is that right?
Yes, it's right, yes.
And then we have SQ, and the mysterious EQ.
Yes.
Can you give us some understanding of the four and why we should find and work and get in harmony with them?
Yes. The language of the heart is a universal language, and it's a language where you can talk with other human beings, but also it's a language we've spoken with animals, because we really can speak with animals, and that people know who have animals themselves, horses or dogs or cats, and they do a very important work on earth, all the animals. And the language of the heart is also a language spoken between us in silence. And when we are vibrating in that vibration together, we feel like trust, we feel love. It's not this romantic love with sexual energy, it's this love who is
Has no boundaries,
no,
I guess.
no. Okay.
Villkorslös.
I don't find the word now, but perhaps it will come.
Like it's a love for everything. It doesn't have any
You don't need
Honor.
anything for it. You
Yeah.
give it. Not unconsciously. You give it. Oh,
Yeah, I think you just want to give.
yeah. You only want to
You
give.
don't want something back.
No.
Like that kind of
Yes.
love. Okay.
This kind of love.
Unconditional.
Unconditional.
Yeah.
Yes, unconditional love, and it's like it was hard for us to find it. It's like hard to really find it here, to be that, and you can find this in these intelligence levels we have. And IQ is the intelligence that is the logical, is mathematical, and it's this hard intelligence. You remember things. You are good to remember things. And in the 80s, we started to talk about IQ, and it's emotional intelligence.
EQ.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's about emotions, memories, and you can feel a smell, and then you can get a memory, and then after that you can combine it with something. And when these two intelligence they have found in our hemispheres, when they go together, scientists talk about something is called whole brain function. And when it's whole brain function, we use a bigger amount of our brain, and in the front lobe it's something called contemplation, and that's the very for what I feel big thing in SQ, spiritual intelligence. It has nothing to do with religion. It's about spirit, and we are spirit and a body, and we haven't been taught that, but now I tell myself that, you and all you listeners, that we have this spirit. And spiritual intelligence is the biggest thing what I have seen in that is this contemplation. You ask a question and you wait for an answer. The ego wants now, but spiritual intelligence is about waiting. We are sitting here in nature. I'm very, very much in nature. Nature is so important for us. And if you go here every week, it's good to go every day, but many people they think they don't have that time. But if you go here every week, you will see that everything is taken care of. Everything is taken care of. And we are nature. And we are taken care of. But when we want to run for ourselves, in IQ or EQ, emotional intelligence, or in this logical, this has to be like this and this hard work, then we feel that we are not provided because we want something that is not for us, because our neighbor has it or a friend has. But what is for me? And sometimes you have to go, I go to nature. I don't tell anybody what to do, but I go to nature, and then I can sit here and I can wait. And my life falls into an harmony, and that's SQ. And that's love, that's including, that's freedom, it's creativity. So often when I have been for myself, take a half day off and been alone in nature, when I woke up next morning, I know what to do. But I have to wait. When it's coming to me, from me, not from outside. So that's the new thing in this paradigm shift we are in, from ego, like is these two hemispheres we have been taught about, to SQ, whole brain function, and this is, we call it from ego to soul. And this is also from materialism, like science, to post-materialism. And then they have seen from quantum physics and from DNA science and from heart and brain science. They've seen a very big change that they didn't know when it was this old materialistic paradigm who was holding back new ideas because they had a round. They wanted it to be in a special way. So it's something very new happening now on Earth. And it's beautiful.
And like you said in your book, sometimes people almost unconsciously fall into the SQ.
Yes.
So they might tap into it.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes.
But we want to more often and be in that state easier, have an easier way to come there.
Access, yes. And it's nothing new, but we haven't been taught it. But now we start to talk about it, and it's like yoga, it's like mindfulness, and it's also, for me, when I'm working with people now, I take them to nature. When we sit together in nature, first we start to talk. If I'm coaching someone, a leader in nature, we talk very much, blah, 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 blah. And then after a while, we silence together. And when we silence together and hold this space together, because it's a new space. So SQ is about space. And what space? It's a space when you are free from thoughts. Because thoughts are repetitive. You can't create a new thought, science says. It's old things coming, ba, 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 like this. But when you silence your mind from thoughts, and that's very easy to do in nature, to be calm and still, and also if you want to do it, you put your hand on your heart and you take deep breaths and you concentrate on that, then you can't think. And when you do that, you silence your brain, and then wisdom will fall into you from consciousness. Because like Carl Jung said, it's outside us. And we are, science say that now, we are like an antenna. So we can tap into information and creativity. Some people paint something, some people write something, some people start a company. All the time when you get these wisdom things inside yourself, they come from that level. So it's nothing new, but now, as you said, it's new that we could be like more conscious and decide ourselves to be there, and also feel when we are like this, I want this, I want that, and we are not calm. But when you are calm inside, you feel it.
I think it's something with sometimes some inventions, they come up with them in dreams. You know?
Yes.
Is that because they are actually sleeping, so they set up that the brain can flow and tap into it?
Yes, and it's another language, and we haven't been taught this, that if I dream about, you could say, an old box, it's not the old box I'm dreaming about, but I'm dreaming about the qualities that boss had. So life shows me in the dream about my own qualities, because we are mirrors of each other. We help each other to evolve like human beings. So a dream, and also if I dream, when I work with my dreams, I'm not doing it always. I do it when I feel that I need it. And sometimes I have resistance because something important is coming to me, and then I know I had to do it this day. And if I dream about the dog, I can think about what quality do I project on this dog, and then I can get an understanding for myself. Okay, this is important for me to do on this meeting, to calm down or to lean back or whatever the dog shows me in the dream.
Shows that characteristics.
Yes, yes, and it's joy in that. Instead of ask someone else, I can follow what is happening inside. So it's lovely to do that, and in a joyful way.
Yeah, it can be, even when people have busy lives, and they don't take that time, they just go around, one by one.
Yes, and also alcohol is one factor who is doing that we don't be so much in connection with ourselves. And also the food we are eating, much sugar also takes us away from being like clear in our openness to get information from SQ, from consciousness, to do what is the best thing to do for us that day. and no one else can tell us. But we can get that information to be clear with ourselves. And that's beautiful when you find that out.
And then you have, as you said, been traveling a lot the latest years. Can you tell us a little bit, who have you been meeting? Powerful moments, amazing teachers, and the places you visited?
Yes. Then I had to say that I was married in nearly 24 years, I think. And I have been traveling like on all-inclusive with my family. And we also had a sailing boat and we were skiing like that. But I was so afraid the first time I get this information from this silent point when I silence down. Okay, Christina, I felt it. I don't hear voices. But it's, for me, it's different for everybody. So it's nice when we share with each other. And for me, it's like, it's a knowing. It's a knowing here. And now I know that it's SQ, but I didn't know that when it happened. And it was a knowing that you're going to India by yourself. I was like, what? India? By myself? Yes. 4 months. 4 months? This is crazy. But I knew I'm going to do it. Now my hair is going up on my arm because I was so afraid. I was so afraid to go alone. And then people were talking to me like, you can't go alone, they kill people, they kill women. And I was like, what? And it was one woman, they did something catastrophic with 2015 I think, or 13, or I don't know exactly. And then I said, but in Sweden, they kill people also here. I had to go, so I went. And I haven't been in cities. I always have been in the nature. And now I know that it's not shamans I have been meeting, because it's only Mongolia they called shamans. Otherwise, it's wise people who are like priestess or healers. And now I know that they have this capacity to be on SQ intelligence and also transcendental intelligence. And transcendental intelligence, it's a level there you really have left this ego structure, and you live in an ashram or you live in a cave. Or I also met, I say it like that now, shamanic people, that it's like people living together in a higher consciousness, and you can find them in the ants, the Quera people, and they have initiated me. And I have also been with shamans, they don't call them that, people in the Amazons. And I have also been with a master who is in transcendental intelligence, and his name is Moji. But I never follow someone. I mean, you can go with someone and you can get a connection with yourself, because you can be in that energy with someone. But it's the same for us. If you meet someone who's angry, if you have anger inside yourself, you will be angry too. But if you are ready with that, you can feel empathy for that person. If you can stay in your own vibration, and you call it also conscious or intelligence, if someone is angry, you help that person to release this energy, because it's only energy. And then you are not afraid that there's something wrong with you. So you open up, and this person can be angry, and you say, I see you are very angry. It's okay. But if you have this anger inside of yourself, don't be angry to me, blah, 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 blah. And then it's anger coming up together. But always love and openness is stronger than this resistance and anger. So that's the same we meet on the tube or when you buy something. And the next level is to go to someone who is vibrating even higher and are open to receive all the time this clarity. No anger, no neediness, no selfishness, only openness to be an instrument that we are meant to be, I think, but I don't know. But be an instrument for love and light and joy and creativity. So that's what I have met when I have been close to these queer people who came directly from the Incas, who was on Machu Picchu, enlightened people. These people came out from 4,800 meters and to show us this way of life and to be close to them. They were very small, smaller than me, and they are so present. They are like children, but wise children. And to be close to them, the feeling inside of this is the same feeling, but on the other side than someone who is screaming to you. And also Moji, who is a spiritual leader, he's in Portugal, and he has been very much in India, and I have been 3 times in India, and also 6 weeks in silence in his ashram in Portugal. In his closeness, I've seen who I am, like this pure consciousness with no thoughts, only life. And when I left, I have been doing a work by myself, traveling after this 4 months in India. I have done 2 more, but the last travel was 6 months in South America. I don't speak Spanish, only the language of the heart. And life have shown me how to be that. And it's not possible every day, but I know who I am. And sometimes I fall out of that because we are human beings on the planet. And I think that the biggest gift we have to give to ourselves and to other people is forgiveness. I think that I've listened to something that you have done with this forgiveness.
Yeah, the book of forgiveness.
Yes, I saw something you did.
Yeah, you liked the.
I love it.
Yeah, have you read it?
No, but I understand what you are talking about.
Yeah, you should read it.
Yes, I think I will do that. Yes, yes.
But I totally agree with you. And the things in that book it's like situations where you think like this is not possible to forgive.
Yes.
But it's like small miracles, so that we can keep, coexist, and live as a human race together. Because if we wouldn't forgive even the most horrible things, we would collide, and it's super hard. And sometimes maybe the person don't feel regret. Maybe they don't feel sad. Maybe they don't change. But you do it a little bit for you
change,
also.
yes. Yeah. And that's the important thing in this SQ and TQ. It's not about changing someone else. It's that you can see that that one is a gift for you. So he made it, or she, to help you to be on a higher level. And when you go there, we don't know what happened with that one. Perhaps that one is vibrating even higher. So we don't know. We only know by yourself, where do I want to be? Do I want to be in hatred, or do I want to be in love? And after a while, when I have been traveling in this, I've seen that when I don't feel good, it's when I'm not open, when I resist and want to change and say no. But I want to say one more thing about this traveling, and that's it have been happening so much. It's 3 years I have been like alone on earth. And once I would like to say it like this, that universe took me to Sri Lanka, into the jungle, and I was in a tent by myself. It's a man living there who have given, he bought nature and gave it to the elephants, and he talked to the government, and then he get more land. So he is like taking care of the elephants, but they are wild. But they know that. They know this guy. He speaks the language of the heart with them. And what happened for me was that I was there for a week, and I was waiting for the elephants, and then we was like, okay, they are not coming. They are close, but they are not coming. So I go to sleep. It was in the middle of the night. And I went to my tent, and the guys went out looking that there's no snakes or endangered animals. So they looked through my tent, and then they took the dragkedja down. Zipper down. And I was alone in the tent, and the elephant came, a horde of elephants. And first I was so afraid. I felt the smell. It was not smelling, because it was nothing I could recognize from before. So it was not bad smell, but it was like wild. And the feeling like and when they were eating the grass like this, I thought that everything would be like totally destroyed outside my tent. And then I was like, okay. I went down on my bed because I couldn't go out. They said to me, whatever is happening, you can't leave the tent. And they said, you can be here close. No, I want the tent far away. So I was like far away. And then I went to my bed and I surrendered. And I totally came into the horde's consciousness. I was, and this is crazy, I know, but I have experienced this. So I went totally into the elephant's consciousness. And it was so amazing to be invited to these creatures, animals, like so much love and so much wisdom. I can't write down anything, but the feeling, the change inside of this body, totally amazing. And then when they went away, I've never felt so alone. It was like a hole
in your heart.
Yes, totally. And I was like this. I couldn't speak. I was like a feather. And I opened the zip, not directly, but in the morning because then I was like totally blown out. And then I opened the zip and went out, and you couldn't see that they had been there. I had to go out and look in the grass, and then I saw that they have been cutting out. And then this man told me that they walk like this. They are gentle. They are so gentle to the nature, and they don't take everything. They take a little bit so they can come back after 3 days, 1 week, and eat again. They take care of the environment where they live. They are more intelligent than us. So that's why I feel like sometimes when I'm sitting in nature and I meet birds, and how could we say that we are intelligent? What is that? It's a question. I don't know. But when you look how they work together here, nature, they know that the trees are speaking to each other. They have seen now that they send energy to each other. And the birds and everything work together. This is intelligence.
The world is amazing. It's like I watched a documentary about Earth and how you think like the desert in Africa is just
a desert.
It's a desert, but really it's like some algae, some old thing from the sea, because it's been sea water.
Algae.
Yeah, some algae, and then that blows up in a big storm, and it goes into the ocean like nutrition, then it goes to the rainforest.
Is it true?
And then it comes like a river on top of the jungle in the South Americas that brings this nutrition up to the mountains, and it rains down on the mountains, and then it goes to the land and out in the ocean. It's truly amazing.
But I was so amazed because in the Amazons, it's only sand. I was walking barefoot. It's only sand. So that comes from
Africa.
Yes. That's amazing. But that we are not taught in school.
No.
So we have to.
The life and the earth is pretty truly amazing. We're gonna take a little breath and then we continue.
Okay.
Han välkomnade oss här basically.
September we met, I could tell by your smile. You hadn't been with a good girl like me in a while.
So we are back here from nature.
Hello.
And we have taken a beautiful breath, regained our strength, soaked in all the new knowledge that we have shared here today. And now I wanna ask, how do we spread this to the more people? How do we get it out so the world don't go in the
Don't say wrong.
a direction that doesn't serve us as well?
I had to say that deep down in me, the last year, we can't go in the wrong direction. That's what I had to say. But what do I know about everything? But I know inside of here, and I can lean into that we are in the right direction, and many people are starting to work out and to wake up and work out this information or this wisdom, or connecting to it. And what I can do, and what you can do, and what you can do, is only to silence ourselves in the way that is best for us. I'm not meditating. That's not my way. Many friends of mine meditate, but I contemplate. So what's the difference? I look at nature, when I'm with nature, I fall into it. And when I fall into it, this energy of nature, when I'm alone in nature, they connect me to what to do. And I have been writing this book, Hjärtaspråk, ett inre ledarskap, like the language of the heart. And it's my way, and I'm also going to talk with many more people about it. I'm with this Sangha, Mega Sangha, people from the business life. And the most important thing is that every meeting I have, when I buy coffee, or I bought a car some days ago, no, today, today, and this meeting between me and him was very important, and also with my children, and also with myself, to be this forgiving to myself. And when I forgive myself, I became also forgiving to other people. And I think that the most important thing is to listen to ourselves, and not thinking that I want to do something outside. Give yourself time. Take time off, as we talked about before. Do something in a different way every day, every week. Don't wait for 5 weeks vacation in 45 years. And then they say, oh, it's so good in Sweden, we have 5 weeks vacations in 45 years. But what? No. We have to do it our own way. Stay at home one Friday with no purpose. Lie in your bed or do something else. I don't know, but the most important thing is to, I think that you told me that also, that break habits.
Yeah, break the patterns.
Patterns and habits.
Go out and find the small mysteries, small adventures.
Yes.
Just, you don't, like, you can find them everywhere.
Yeah, I can share something very crazy, that I'm like an old woman, and I never asked the man if I had chance on him. So I did it like 3 weeks ago.
Får jag chans på dig?
Yeah, I called him and I said, har jag chans på dig? And he was like, can an adult say that? And I was like, I think so. But he didn't say yes. So I'm like waiting. No, but it's a joke, but it's also very serious. Because I feel that I want to feel this inside of me, that I'm going over the borders, and
playful
and happy, and it's not. I'm not happy to look at TV and someone who laughs and they put some laugh machine on. I feel this when I tell you, and also now some people are hearing that I frågade, har jag chans på dig? It feels nice to say it. It's not what I say, This is very important.
How you say?
And the feeling inside.
Yeah.
And how I say it, of course, but also this feeling when I was like, do I want to say it now? Yes, I want to say it now. This is the feeling. I could say something else, but now it was that.
Yeah.
To be like open and happy, and then when it's something important to do, then you're serious and you do it. And you use the other side of the brain, IQ, and you structure and you look and you plan, and then you leave it. And then you again, and then you have to plan something, you sit down, you plan, and you do it, and you do it. And then
Back
in business.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you think in 10 to 50 years? How will the world look? Will we go in the...
Yeah, we are going to... It could be like nothing, or it could be everything, I think. It's on the level that this is only my thoughts, like, and some wisdom in it, but of course I don't know. I don't know what is happening when we cut this. I don't know what is happening tomorrow. But something here inside is leaning into this. And I surrender to that. I surrender to what we talked about, this level of contemplation. Let life take care of me. And doing what I feel is right inside. Say yes or no when it feels inside of here. And if it doesn't feel, if I'm like in this, yes or no, then I wait. And then a yes will come, or a no. So what I feel about life is that if this love that we are can come through, this is paradise. It's not going to be another paradise. They have this big kikare, binoculars, something like that. Yes, and they look in this big universe, and they don't see anything like this. And all these feelings and everything that we have here on earth. So if it's not in 10 years, let it be today. Relax a little bit. Take care of, help someone with something. If you're totally in your head, like a victim about me, okay, then you don't feel good. But if you reach out, I saw something about a psychiatrist who, it was a man called him, and he wanted to, it's not right to say do a suicide. Make a suicide. It's another word, but okay, but commit suicide. And he was in the phone, and he was like, what to do with this guy. And then it came to him from consciousness straight on, because he was like, what to do. He contemplate, and then it came to him that he remembered that this guy had told him that the neighbor never took his sopor, his garbage. He put it outside the door, and he was like, he remembered that this guy told him that. And the only thing he could do, he said to this guy, you remember your neighbor? Can't you help him to take the garbage out? He said to him. And he was like, what? Okay. And then you call me. And the guy who wanted to do a suicide, he went down, took this garbage, threw it out, and called him back again, and he felt totally different.
That's so fun.
It's so amazing. So that's when we are too much in me, poor me, we don't feel this love. So if you don't feel it straight away when you're alone, go and help someone. And that's the way I have found it out, that I started to do more for other people with not asking for anything back. And from that point, I get so much more back. From other places, it's not like if I help you, you help me back. If I help you, 3 more will help me here, back on this back. That's my experience, and that's the way I live. And I was now with 24 young youngsters, 15 years old and 11 leaders, young leaders, and I was a grown up, and it was voluntary, and I learned so much, and I get so much out of that in 2 weeks, and I missed to be with my grandchild, but I understand that they needed to be without me, and I needed to be there. And now when I'm here, when I met them again, everything is like flowering. So I think that we are going to a very good place, and we have to do, everybody has to do the small thing you can do around you, and take responsibility for yourself, and then it will shine up in others. That's my point of view.
And I can agree with that. Like this giving, and not with like intentionally. I want to give this so that I'm gonna get this. This is from the source of love, and you can see it after a while in weird ways. It's almost scary sometimes. No, but it's very beautiful. And then you might think, oh, I figured it out. I help people and I get stuff. But you really have to do it from a place where it comes from this unconditional way. And you can't always like decide what you will get back.
No.
But you have to really see it for what it is you get back.
And you have to see these small things. It's miracles. And it could be so small things.
And,
so it's not
then
the
you
big
really,
things.
then you, if people think and they look at, things just grow, it's stone, it's dead, it's animals, we're just bacteria. But then you really see the underlying like aliveness of everything. Like I put my voice, and it resonates. It's really, it's this invisible reaction that many might see as woo-woo, or you're, it's just random. But when you start to see the patterns, it's like, no, this is not woo-woo, it's happening.
And that's wisdom, because SQ, you have to feel it inside of you, and when you feel it, you know it. You know, I can't go back now. If I can speak the way I speak now about wisdom, about intelligence, and about what ancient people, like ancient cultures, it's 5,000 years old wisdom, the people I have met around the world. And then I meet people who say to me, like, you can't talk that way, this is too woo-woo, as you say. And they read Swedish newspapers and tell me that this is in the Swedish newspapers. And what is that? For me, it's woo-woo, where it's good things also in this newspaper, yes, some news, but some news are totally crazy to repeat for us. And also some lies. And we read it, and we buy it, and we pay for it. But what I'm talking about now, it's not knowledge. Wisdom is a knowing, and the knowing is a connection between the heart and the mind. And now they have found that we have mind in our stomach. So it's like a heart connection, and that's something totally different. And when you feel it, you know it. And that's, I think, that every person has to believe in, to try it out. And if you don't find it, it's okay. But when you find it, you don't leave it.
I think now we will take a walk back to the forest and take the last questions there.
Oh, that's beautiful. Ja, men det här är perfekt.
So we are now walking.
Då går jag lite, ja.
I have to get to work.
Yes, and I also have to do some things.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you find the time. When people say you don't have time, there's always time.
I think that there is no time. When we are in this flow, everything is happening in the right moment. So everything is like put into, like now we raised up. We didn't look at the watch. You said, now we start to walk. And now we are exactly in the time.
The right time.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will take the question, what would be some first steps for the people that want to move more in the direction of their heart language and grow their soul intelligence, or SQ?
Yeah, the only thing I can say is this silence, to silence your mind, and that you do in nature, and you can do it also in yoga, and you can do it in mindfulness courses. But the most important thing is to silence this thought habit in head. To it's not silence about the what speak, but it's silence of not blaming others or needing things, or to be still inside your heart. That's the most important thing what I can see. And then also, if you resonate with that, to find a spiritual leader who can help you to be in meditation or contemplation. Also read books about spirituality. And like I am also a coach. I work like a transformational coach, and that means that I don't come with telling people what to do. I help people to resonate and vibrate in their own heart. So it could be also that you find someone who you can talk to, who have been through and know this wisdom. It's not from books. It's like experience.
Yeah, that have felt it, practiced it, and lived in it.
Yes, and also that if you resonate what you have heard that we have been talking about, then you know that you feel it. You know that you have it already, because it's nothing to learn. It's more to leave things behind, to wash yourself off, because we are this, because it's
Don't
love.
be afraid of the new. The old might be like, no, come back.
Yes.
When you are about to change.
No, and you will become in a mood of not knowing anything before something new is opening up. And we are so used to, we want it now, but you have to have the courage to stay for a while and wait what life will give you. Because now we are here, and this is a gift. This life, to feel it here, it's a gift. If you think that in your lungs, it's so small things you can't see with your eyes, and they are called, now I don't find the Swedish word, but small bubbles.
Yeah.
Yes, and there the blood and the syre, oxygen, is kapillärutbyte. It's so small, and it's happening. The heart is, and I can see you with these eyes, and I'm moving. I mean, we have to remember this. This is not for granted. This is magic. We have forgot that when we are small, we can feel and see things, new things like this. Now we are walking like this, put some music on, but to go here, no music, stand here and feel these trees. When I'm here alone sitting, this nature opens up so much.
Like realize that so silly things bother us.
Yes.
We should not let them.
No.
And I had a teacher that taught me a little exercise that's like when your mind is rambling on, like, oh, he's just habit thought, and you're like, why is this bothering my head? It's like automatic, and then you can just say, almost treat your mind like a child, like, okay, you can keep rambling about this for 30 seconds, but then be done with it.
Yes.
Then I don't want to hear it no more.
Hurry up. You can say, to mind you can say, hurry up.
Yeah.
And then you invite life and you say, darling, slow down.
Yeah.
Life, slow down, and mind, hurry up.
Yeah. And we are now traveling. So back a little bit to business.
Yes.
You actually come from working in big companies, and some people might not get their head around this. So how do we implement this into the business world that might, the big business monster? How do we bring more consciousness and soul intelligence and this flow into work, because we spend so much time there, and we want that intelligence to grow, thrive.
Yes.
Also there.
Yes, I can say that in the business world there is also conscious people, and if you fall down to what I have been talking about now, it's about for me to come back to trust on life, that I will meet the people in the business world that are ready for this, and also young people who comes into business now, they are more close to SQ than we, not you, but me, and people in my age who have not been working out this. Now I have been working it out, and it's meant for me, because I was helping to get EQ into business, and now it's meant for me to help to get SQ into business. And I will meet people who are conscious, and young people are conscious, and they want to change, but they haven't found out. So it's going to be leader training, and the biggest thing to do, if it's a leader listening to this now without taking in a consult or reading a book or anything, to open every meeting with silence. To open every meeting with silence, and only like stop and say, like, down with your phones. Now we're going to have a meeting, we're going to talk about this, and now I want everybody to be calm for 3 minutes. It's a long time, and you are calm, and you go inside yourself, and then you start the meeting, and you talk from your heart. You don't talk from your mind to trying to be better than someone else or tell something important. You go in and you serve the group. In the future, a leader has to take a commitment to serve. We have to serve each other, because if you serve, someone will serve you. And you, if like a leader, you serve the group. You serve the group to rise on the highest level of intelligence, consciousness, and then you will tap into what the company is needing. You will understand how to develop, and it's not going to come from repetitive thoughts on the same level as situations or problems come. You have to tap into a higher level of consciousness, and then the wisdom is coming through you, and in the meeting you will know how to do it. And it's not sure that it's the leader who tells us. It could be anyone in the meeting who get this information. So that's why we need each other. We never know where life will show us the wisdom who is important in a special situation. So you always have to listen to a human being who is close to you, because life is talking through us, to us. Consciousness is talking to consciousness about consciousness, and that's important to start to speak about. And if it's not resonating in you, I don't try to change or say to you how it is, but if you can feel that it's resonating, then it's time. And it's many people who knows this already.
Very interesting. Where did the book go?
The book is in my in my väska.
Well, how did we want to finish this?
How do we feel? It's never finishing.
It's never finished.
We're starting. Now
we
it's
will
starting.
not stop.
We will never stop. No, but I would
Basically,
like to
if they would like to learn more, maybe also
Yes.
they can contact you at
yes, absolutely.
What is it? Leilupo
at com. And I always been writing this book. It's nice to read. It's very thin, but it's very much good things in it. And also, if someone wants to talk about it more, could contact me
on Facebook or
on Facebook, on my homepage. and also I will work with companies, and also I will work with the couples. The couples are very important, and the families, to understand how we can help our young human beings to stay in this SQ level, because they already are there. So couples who are adults and have children has to see this and learn from the children to be in this state. And all this, we have to finish now, but I want to say that all this diagnosing we put on children and labels, that's totally crazy. We have to look at the education system. Why is so many kids today in this situation that been diagnosed by things and get medication? It's not anything wrong with them. They are totally alive and so sensitive, and the education system is totally crazy. That I want to say, and that we have to wake up to now.
Time to change.
Time to change.
Many things.
Yes.
And there are amazing people out there.
Yes.
And we have trust in you.
Yes.
And us. And the universe too.
Yes.
Make a great future.
Absolutely.
And even if some news in the paper are good, if you only read the negative ones, that's not a truthful picture of the world. That's all for us, right?
The truth is that we is what I want to say. We are, life is magic, and we are love. And if we tap into that, then it's so clear. And we do that. Love.
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 Bye.
Bye.